Beardsley. Beardsley, I've got a favor to ask.
Of course. Have you finally fallen to a life of crime?
More or less. I found some shortbread cookies. I've gotten rid of most of the evidence.
Oh, whatever you need, sweetheart. I'm a steel trap.
I found them in Maurice's pack. He can't know. If he asks, you saw rats.
I've been trying to sort my thoughts since we left her domain. We met Ringrim. The Ringrim. Master illusionist of the Circle of Archmagi. And we impressed her. She even offered to make me her apprentice. As smart as you are, Envoy, I sometimes forget that you are still a layperson. It doesn't feel real, but it is. Oh, Handra's titties. What am I going to do? If I take the apprenticeship, I'll have to leave Quilici and Fjord. And what about my study of the Godless? I've spent my whole life with them. Oh, you even learned their proper name. I can't believe you listened. You'll make me cry at this rate. I'm not a kid anymore. I can't do everything all at once. There are only 26 hours in a day. I love my life as it is now. Exploring as I wish and coming home to open arms and a warm bed. I don't want to give that up. But this is something I never even dreamed of. But it's big. It won't leave room for much else. And I'm too old to... Oh, Envoy, what would you do? I know. That's the whole issue. I've learned magic through my own means, reading and studying on my own. How much more could I learn with her? And how much faster? Within a fortnight, I could rule the world.
Yatsui, you could do all that on your own.
Thank you, dearie. I can't promise I'll act on it, but I really appreciate the advice. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to write a letter to Quilici. He'll never believe me.
This might sound weird, but can I have some of your fur?
Well, that's quite the way to start a conversation. Why do you want my fur?
I think I could use it as insulation.
But if you want me to keep you warm at night, you need only ask, darling. The Quilici might have something to say about it.
Right. Well, sorry I asked.
We really must stop meeting like this. People will talk. Careful what you wish for, darling. So, the Godless, or the Akida, as they called themselves, were the original folks who lived in the Living Lands. They arrived on the shores of a new land and settled there, living with the land instead of trying to tame it. You sound certain. Is this something Sabadal told you? Well, they would have been there, wouldn't they? That means I was right. Well, was there ever any doubt? The Godless are so singular. Their art and architecture, you never see it in Rawatai or Ishamatal or, well, Adir. But in their artwork, they reference escaping, fleeing, seeking refuge. So they must have come from somewhere. My guess, they originally came from Yesua. Yesua, a continent, cut off from the rest of the world, hidden by eternal storms, one of the 3 hubs of the Angwithan Empire. 10 years ago, you could say it wasn't real, that it was a dream, but they said the same of Ukaiso. Suddenly, the appearance of a mythical land doesn't seem so implausible. There was some kind of schism, an ideological one. From what I can glean, the Godless were staunchly against the gods, hence their name. There are even some not-so-kind murals of the gods. It seems like the Godless really took their anti-theism seriously. Almost like I've dreamt about the Akida my entire life. Well, I think we've covered everything, don't you? Rather, as much as I think you'll withstand. Hope you enjoyed talking about this as much as I did, dearie. How can I help, darling? Don't let the bedbugs bite, dearie.
Let's not do that again. Let's stay out of Archmage's domains from now on. Sure, we made it out alive, but that outcome felt out of my hands more than I'd like. I know. Sometimes you just have to charge into a wizard's domain and endure a parable about a village. Anyway, I'm glad to be out of there. Time to curl up with some jerky and a few swigs of Wodak. Anyway. Right. What do you need? What else is there? No idea. What you see out there is what you get. Let's see. I think you know enough to survive out here. As long as you stick close to me, anyway. What else is there? No idea. What you see out there is what you get. Right, changing the subject. Let's make sure they're not listening. The only one we haven't talked about is Yatsley. I don't trust her any further than I can throw her, which honestly isn't that far. She actually goes down into these ruins on purpose, just to see what's down there, I guess? And now she's trying to lead us to the garden. Might as well be searching for WoW's wacky wagon of mysteries. I'm sure she knows what she's doing, but what if she doesn't? Not before I've done some reading.
Something about being back has me feeling restless. So did my commanding officers. I'll tell you what I can. Good thing you're asking the expert. Holler if you need anything else.
Good evening. Oh, she was incredible. A self-employed researcher working to further her own interests, answering to no one. Not that I'm overlooking her arrogance or her disdain for the lives of others. What inspires me is her persistence. More importantly, she confirmed my suspicion. The living land sits atop a closed system of Adra. If nothing else, it's good to find someone who believes in your work. It's a little early to say for certain, but maybe I haven't completely wasted my time. I've been thinking. A closed system might explain a few things. Imagine souls passing through Adra. They die here and they're reborn here, over and over. After so many lifetimes, the Adra grows dense, full of life and wisdom, fear and pain, with nowhere to go. You paint a colorful picture, but yes, exactly like that. Such an environment would be rich with essence, messy, but full of potential for something or someone to grow. Maybe that's how they started, in their most primordial form. Anyway, it's just a theory. Don't quote me on it. Go on then. Don't be shy. You know me. Always ready with an answer. You want to talk? Let's talk. Not before I've done some reading.
supplies for sale. Have you been following me, Envoy? Just can't get enough. I jest. It is good to see you once more. I've picked up some more goods in my travels, too. Care to look? I see. Is it warm or is it just me? What am I saying? Of course it's warm. This damn place is blazing hot. Sorry, where were we? You wanted to see my goods, right? The ones I'm selling, I mean. My wares. Over here. I've got supplies for sale. Welcome back. What can I do for you? It is, I'll admit. But I won't be here for long, I hope. I'm just waiting for the right opportunity to make my way to the Tusks. Now is not the time to start taking unnecessary risks. Would it? I'd rather be out in the open than trapped behind walls. If they get besieged by dream thralls again, there's nowhere to go. At least this way, I have plenty of escape routes available in case something wants to make me its meal. Gods watch over you, Envoy. Hey, over here! I've got supplies for sale.
Magical ability required to make such a barrier. It's remarkable.
Stay sharp. The path to the ruins is swarming with dream thralls.
That's one for us.
You ain't better than me!
Aye, aye. Next one's behind. Coming in hot.
I've never seen so many dream things in one place. What's drawing them here?
We see you! Devour!
Show me what you got.
Easy when you do it. Looks like the gardener hasn't been here in a bit. I don't think we can get through.
Yahtzee, remind me not to make you mad.
I've dreamt of exploring Nagakubel for years, to find out what happened to the godless who built this and why they vanished. Of course, but we can take a little look around, since we're here already, can't we?
There must have been a battle here long ago. See those metal corpses? We saw them around Naku Tedek, too.
These are magfolk. They're often found in many godless ruins, but they are definitely not godless. That's no surprise. The magfolk are responsible for taking many lives. Godless ruins are filled with magfolk remains, but no records of them exist in Akedan lore. I don't think the godless did well against the magfolk.
Still, I wonder why they fell. Were they overwhelmed, or taken by surprise, or something else?
8 years. Blood like a fountain. No quarter. Nothing spared.
Wait, did the voice in your head just talk? What did it say? Poor dear. I can only imagine what they saw, what they know, and what they've suffered. Anything of historic importance is often blood-soaked. Are you ready? We're entering one of their holiest places. Who knows what we'll find? Okay. Got my wand, got my grimoire. Let's go already. Berthan Roth.
Yahtzee's in the tournament already.
We remember. They loved and we loved in return. We are nearly free now. We remember. They loved and we loved in return.
That's done. Oh, look at that artwork. What else might be here?
The heart of the Akita beats. Our veins stir. You are close. Seek the ancient kith who dwell here. They will show you the way.
The brambles!
An intruder comes.
That's a ghost. That's...
You don't belong here. Why have you come? What business do you have in this place? Tell me, before I strike you down. So you come to the Gardener, unwanted and without invitation. And you bring more demands to their feet.
the gardener. That must be how the ancient Akidans referred to their god. To stop it all.
I am Numena, Tebaro Senakis, and guardian of the Akita and the living lands. They came swarming, relentless, these juggernauts. So many they stole the heat from the stars. They brought death to our temples. They brought doom to our kin. And the sky held no sun as our children screamed.
Oh, I know this. You speak of the mad folk.
Yes, Story Seeker. Their corpses remain, as do our memories of what they did to us. Yes, they had no fear. They only wanted us to die and die and die. They wanted us forgotten. Our words were burned. Our buildings were broken. Anything that was of Akita, they destroyed.
That's why there are no records. No histories.
We fought so hard, but we fell too. Then they trapped our gardener.
Trapped. A sepulchre of endless night. Bones beneath roots. Stop this. No one answers. The light, it blinded us. Why were we so afraid?
The gardener quickens. This hastens our fears. The gardener was afraid, yes. They were terrified. That was all they saw. Death hungers and cannot be sated. That which killed the Akita wants more slaughter still. So our gardener calls then, begging one more time to be set free.
We wait. They know. They understand. Why do they hinder you?
When the gardener calls, there is no turning away. But you will prove yourself to us through a series of trials. Survive these trials, and you will know the way to the garden. First is a trial of strength. Demonstrate your might against our ancient dead, and earn the right to face the second. May yours be kinder than ours. The path to the garden lays before you. It is the only way. Go now. Your trials begin.
Watch your step. This land has bled finer warriors than us.
First an Archmage's lair. Now here? It's like all my name days have come at once.
Drink lots of water, or in a few hours you'll feel cannon fire in your head. Watch your step. This land has bled.
It's also well preserved. I mean, considering everything. If you insist. That ghost called you a Tebaru Sanakis. That must be what the Akita called their godlikes. This mural looks idyllic, doesn't it? Sabadal is helping the Akidus grow and flourish. They seem happy.
We make a good squad.
I'll have to do a more thorough reading later, but it looks like notes from the architect. It seems Nakakudel was divinely inspired, so it's Sabadal's fault you got lost earlier.
Watch your step. This land has bled finer warriors than us. Drink lots of water, or in a few hours you'll feel cannon fire in your head.
Yeah.
Nice of them to give us a little break, isn't it?
I get the feeling they're not done with us.
Yeah.
That's the last one. So much for the first trial. On to the second.
Another stranger. You have the gardener's markings, but you are not one of us. You did not fall with us. Why have you come here? Tell me your mind. Tell me what rides in it. Do you know what our gardener did when they were sought last? The Magfolk sought the gardener too, and our gardener did not want to be found. Our gardener knew what the Magfolk would do, and they broke the world to keep themselves safe. The waters boiled, the land opened, the rivers rose, and we drowned. We broke the pain. We died with them. How did we do this? We bleed, they bleed, the Magfolk strike. How could we pierce the vein? We cannot, we writhe. Why must we feel this again? There were so few of us left when the Magfolk were at our doors. How could you know of this? Yes, their ways are strange and volatile, and you will need to show wisdom to navigate them. Their ways are not the ways of people. You want a path to the garden? Pass this trial of the mind. Show me how clever you are. We will know the breadth of your wisdom before we let you learn what our gardener truly is.
Wisdom, huh? Afraid this one's all on you two.
A trial of the mind. I wonder if there's a clever trick to it.
Drink lots of water, or in a few hours you'll feel cannon fire in your head.
I've been dying to get in here for years. It's better than I could have imagined. Ah! This is so exciting. Don't you feel alive?
For now. So, who's going first?
These ghosts aren't very helpful, are they?
Maybe you just gotta soften them up a little. Lay on the charm.
Perhaps they're just unused to visitors. Surely they'll warm up to us eventually. Quite a change from Emerald's. Oh, flame traps are the worst. I've lost so many blouses to them. This just seems unfair.
Those spirits are lucky they're dead already.
Slow down a bit. That should make things easier.
On sync!
The Akidans are being less welcoming than I'd hoped.
If they're last visitors with magfolk, I can see why.
They must be trying to protect their gardener. Still, this feels hostile.
Make no mistake, I'm sure it's hostile.
Judging by this mural, the relationship the Akita had with her god was complicated. Perhaps Sapidal was a little moody? This mural almost makes me feel nervous. Third time's the charm. Another door is revealed.
But you are an outlander. Somehow you've proven to have strength and wit. We now see what you represent. We know the truth of you. We cannot risk you causing another calamity. You know of this. Imana's brethren were mistaken, but we would know what's best for our gardener. We understand what they are. No more words. You have not earned the right. Finish your last trial. You come as a supplicant. You do not have the privilege of questions. Go.
Watch your step. This land has bled finer warriors than us.
It's also well preserved. I mean, considering everything. Of course, these trials require a leap of faith.
You bear our gardener's mark.
gardener has grown roots into the Outlander.
What do you truly seek with our god?
This is... Oh. Well, seems like some of the construction crew had all kinds of fun. The fur on the back of my neck is standing up.
Somehow you bested our trials. Like vermin, you persist.
Like vermin, you endured. You kept your head.
You live where worthier souls have fallen, but your journey ends here.
Soil hardens. Hesitation. Why do we smell fear? They are here to be found. Why? Why will they not free us?
This is where you die, Outlander. We cannot risk you provoking the Gardener and causing another calamity.
So be it. Prepare yourself.
Really dead this time?
Oh, and it looks like we got a prize on the table over there. Let's take a look, shall we?
Just like the good old days.
There's so much rage in this war. Zabadal must have been furious. And the Akitans unfortunate bystanders. I've never seen an Akitan device like this. These mechanisms, they mark the locations of important sites. It's a map.
Ever closer. We must speak of this.
Doesn't look like any map I've ever seen. But I'll take your word for it.
Don't rush me, dearie. Akitan isn't easy to translate, you know.
So close. We reach. Find us in the Adra.
Your gods said hello, didn't they? Go on then, deal with them. I need time to translate. Your god wants a chat.
Come, we yearn for answers. You are here. You heard us in the roots. You seek the garden. You know the way. But the Jabaru Sinakis, they turn from you. How can this be? Surely they would welcome you as kin, grafted from the same root. Ungrateful! They forget what we have done for them, how we loved them. We were theirs, and they were ours, and we told them to protect the wild and the green. In return, we promised to protect them, and we were true. Always, we protected them. We will not remember. We do not hide. Lies. The rot twists our memories, splinters them, reflections in a night-swallowed lake. We lived in harmony. We were at peace, and then they came with metal bodies and murderous intent. We tried to stop them. We did not want them to die. We loved them. We tried. We loved them so much. We did not cause pain. The spirits lie. We love them most. They twist our words. We will show you. Let us offer you another gift. A seedling of power. Our gift is yours to accept or reject. That is all we will say. It will be your loss to regret. Wait. An intruder. The piercing light. She draws near. The wire. A razor in our throat. Stop her! We writhe. We bleed. She brings the purging fire at her back. She comes to trap us. Out! Out! Send her out! Set us free!
Wake up! Wake up! What happened? Are you all right? What did you do?
I don't know what you and Sapadal were jawing about, but it must have been juicy because the Adra started to shake and hum.
You can't hear all the dream thralls trying to get in now. What happened with Sapadal? Well, that tantrum is attracting dream thralls. They're flooding the area, so I think it's a great time to leave. Now! The map points us to Galloway's tusks. We'll find the way to the garden there. We just have to find a godless tower on the southern coast, and boom! There's our entrance into the garden.
Galloway's tusks. That's out of the fire and into the volcano. First, we've got to get out of here alive. Steel yourselves.
This one's mine.
Oh, big mistake!
Coming from your right.
Much as I hate you, get out of here before more dreaming.
Hurry in the brush!
Hello, you guys!
Sliders, get the door!
Company!
Here we go!
Look out!
Feed them to the earth!
Leave before you worsen the situation.
Should burn it out before it spreads.
You're a child playing at being a hero. You understand none of the forces at work here.
The circle of Archmagic has overstepped their authority. Again.
I don't know how to explain this any better. This is not a problem to solve with cannons or steam.
Ludley. Guess you got tired of tormenting Heel Guard.
Envoy, I hope you found what you were looking for. Because those ruins are about to be a distant memory. This is how I greet a colleague. Like you, I've come in service to my country and my god. This is a spring from which the Dream Scourge flows, injecting poison into the veins of the island.
No, a cleansing fire. Poison or cure?
The same poison that spread to Fior Messiverno, and even now rots the city from within. Stand by my side, and we can strike a blow at the Dream Scourge. And at Sabadal. Defending a dying settlement is not a kindness. It only prolongs the suffering. I've been watching you, Envoy. You, who survived when so many godlike fell. We fought side by side. No one knows your strengths better than I do. What lengths you'll go to on the path to greatness. No one has even glimpsed what you truly are. Not as I have. The light that shines from within you is blinding.
The undead woman has a silver tongue, I see.
I even asked the gods what made you so remarkable. And the burned queen opened my eyes to what you are. We knew the chaos of the living lands had an origin. How could I have known that you were its offspring? Different wars on the same battlefield. There are 2 plagues in the living lands. Help me destroy one, and the other will follow.
Ashes! Nothing of the Akita will remain.
We may not burn out the Dream Scourge here, but we can burn out its symptoms and take the fight to your patron.
Spirits cry out, bury the fire, but still they rage.
Fighting a superior force is one thing, but fighting a god is another. Is she really suggesting that?
Always thinking with your sword. You zealots never change. I happen to like these ruins. They've been very informative. Without them, I'd never have learned there was a new god in the living lands.
Another reason why they should be destroyed. Sabadal is dangerous, but an archmage is more unpredictable by far.
I do love it when people choose to listen to reason. I have an alternate solution to the problem at hand.
This should be amusing.
I am not talking to you, am I? Don't interrupt me. Don't make me separate your skin from your muscle. I can sever the connection between the Adra in the ruins and the rest of the living lands. It will isolate the dream-scourged essence and halt the creation of new dream thralls in Shatterscarp. But those that exist will remain. My solution will end the plague in this region, I believe, and keep Ludwig from having to do terrible things to those nice ruins. I knew I liked you for a reason. Yes, there is a catch. It's also what you may call a large one. Severing the Adra will require the use of a truly immense amount of essence, which, well, will result in a few deaths.
A few deaths? What about Quilici? And the other Furians? And Quilici?
Gentle sleep. One moment, day. The next, a poppy's dream to carry them to the Garden of Night. They would feel no pain.
I'm so very glad you recall.
Well, in layman's terms, she's going to rip the essence out of a bunch of people in Shatterscarp. For what it's worth, her theory is sound. She could stop the Dream Scourge. In Shatterscarp, at least.
A few dozen people may die. Possibly 100 or so in the more dire scenarios.
What? This is your solution?
There is no control over who will perish in the process. But it will stop the Dream Scourge from spreading in Shatterscarp. No new Dream Thralls will be created.
Raingrim is one of the smartest people alive. If she says this is the way, it's hard to argue, no matter how much we might want to.
You can't be entertaining this. Not after what we've seen. The frozen corpses, the twisted riddles. The Dream Scourge is a tragedy, but she's a monster. You can't leave Thirdborn at her mercy.
It's not an ideal solution. But it is easier to save a life when you've amputated the necrotic limb, so to speak.
At least I'm not the only rational voice in this debate. She would sacrifice the very people we're trying to save, and for what? Not even to destroy the Dream Scourge. Merely to slow it down.
Destroying the ruins and killing the Dream Thralls within is also a short-term measure. Ludwig's solution will eventually result in the same number of casualties, possibly even more. If only the Inquisitor was as astute as you. Regardless, you're correct. So long as the Dream Scourge exists, more people will become infected. And the infected will take more lives, and this will continue indefinitely.
She has no idea what the consequences of her actions might be. And neither do you. Envoy, I want to show you something. I swore an oath to my goddess. A solemn vow that I would give everything in service to her. Even myself. And I did so, gladly. Zapadal wants the same devotion from you. The only difference is, you never had a choice. And what makes you so sure the decision is truly yours? Zapadal has been whispering in your ear, guiding you, influencing you. You owe Zapadal nothing, and yet they demand everything. That is not devotion. It's cruel.
Yes, quite difficult to decide whether to believe your new god or the angry skeleton actively threatening us.
This isn't about Zapadal. This is about every man, woman, and child in Shatterscarp.
Godlike. I leave the choice to you. Both options will bring harm. The question is, which will bring more good?
No!
I will honor your decision, even if I think you're a disappointment.
Your patron deity might object, but the living will thank us for it.
Burn, destroy, we twine.
Soldiers of the Steel Garrote, you heard him. Bring it down.
ruins were hideous anyway.
Congratulations, envoy. You listened to your reason instead of your patron. It takes an ironclad will to defy one's god. Oh, the Burned Queen is a steadfast ally. If only that were true of Sabadal. Destroying the ruins brought us valuable time, but the threat of the Dream Scourge remains. Be on your guard. You and I are willing to do what it takes to restore order in the Living Lands. Heelgard lacks the spine to do what's right. But we won't let that stop us, will we? For now, this is where we part ways. The Steel Garrote and I follow a different path. No doubt it will cross yours eventually. As do I. We'll see who finds it first. One more thing, envoy. I know what happened to Captain Alfear. You fought valiantly, and she fell in disgrace. But now you have a debt to the Steel Garrote. And one day, I will collect it.
If we can't kill her, I like knowing that we at least made her day worse.
Godlike. Finally, those old ruins have a purpose. Absolute destruction.
What a waste.
I know you did what you had to.
You have destroyed a place of great power. A part of your heritage, no less. Now that I know a new god was the reason for those anomalies in Naku Kobel, there's nothing left for me in the Living Lands. You acted as any soft-hearted mortal might, I suppose. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed. The Dream Scourge may cost an untold amount of lives. You may have caused an absolute catastrophe. But that is for you to wrestle with. I'm done here. However, I have one final question for your young wizard.
For... me?
You have shown a great deal of talent, Yatsley. Few can dispel my illusions so easily. I could use your assistance. And the companionship. It's really dreary being alone. Should you wish to return with me, I would happily take you on as my apprentice. The rest of the circle do not often visit, which is good because they're tiresome. You, however, are a power worth shaping, and rather delightful to boot.
Well, obviously, I'm... Wait. Really? You want me to... Wow. That would be... amazing! But, I have to think about it. At the very least, the envoy would be lost without me. And so would my lover. Though the idea of finally devoting more time to magic is... tempting.
I very rarely take on an apprentice, and I have near infinite patience. The offer will stand. Don't worry. My work will still be here when you're done with your godlike's quest. Whatever you decide, it will be some months before I depart. You know where to find me. Be clever, godlike. Don't think too much with your heart.
There wasn't much choice, but you made the right one.
Just got the sand out of my bag from my last trip.
Finally, those old ruins have a purpose.
Cures, tonics, and poultices for sale. It'll probably cure what ails you.
I'm sorry, but before anything else, I need a word with you. Of course, I understand the impulse of wanting to save those in Thirdborn.
You understand the impulse? Where's this going?
But think of all that we lost because of you and that monster. Again, I understand the impulse, Envoy, but you must think of future generations.
Did you really just say think of the children to justify killing?
I've heard enough. Even Ludwig wouldn't go that far.
Ludwig is a fool. Her brain has rotted away with the rest of her. We have no reason to believe that the Dream Scourge has been stopped, by the way. It certainly hasn't stopped Dream Scourge from appearing everywhere else in the Living Lands.
Then maybe we turn a few more of these ruins into heaps of rubble. I can't see anything good that's come out of them.
Maybe stop talking while you're ahead.
Years of lost history found, just in time to be erased by two Adiran fools. I suppose I thought you were smarter than this. How disappointing. Greenbrim knows more about the Dream Scourge than the dead woman burning down homes.
I hate to say it, Yatsley, but we're not changing anyone's mind today. Let's talk later. Just the two of us.
Fine, fine. You're right. It's done. Let's just focus on getting to the garden.
Never thought I'd be going back to Galloway's tusks.
Relax. We won't embarrass you too much.
Let me guess. You burned some bridges on your way out, and now we have to cross them.
Think whatever you want. I just don't.
Take your time, dearie. You can tell me everything later over tea.
Right. Can we talk about something else?
Of course. Though you were the one who brought it up.
Kai's still wearing socks from last week. Let's discuss.
At least I've washed them.
Envoy, we need to discuss what you did in the ruins. You destroyed something that was... I'm trying to remain calm. I have to remember that you had a reason for what you did. Nothing infuriates me more than to do what Ludwig wants, but... I'm not unhappy with what you did. Those ruins were literally priceless. They had real Echidans in there. Think of how far my research would have shot forward. But we would have had to sacrifice so many for it. And I can't say that's a fair trade. Usually I know the right answer. It's obvious. Here, though... Of course. Because a common reaction to being set upon by dream thralls is to placate another monster.
The Envoy has history with these people. A change of heart doesn't happen overnight.
All right. I understand. I'm sorry, Envoy. This is my life's work. And that skeletal maniac attacked my home. I'm just a little more raw than I thought. It's all right. I think you've earned a bit of trust from me. Things have been... unreal. We spoke to actual ancient Echidans in the ruins. I was able to ask questions and get answers. And it's all thanks to you and your weird god, Sapodal, was it? Oh, big fan. But to go through the trials ourselves? Oh, could we be any luckier? Must you try to ruin my fun, dearie? Well, I have to start writing this all down before I forget. But do return if you think of any other juicy details. Careful what you wish for, darling. So, the Godless, or the Echida, as they called themselves, were the original folks who lived in the Living Lands. They arrived on the shores of a new land and settled there, living with the land instead of trying to tame it. You sound certain. Is this something Sapodal told you? Well, they would have been there, wouldn't they? That means I was right. Well, was there ever any doubt? The Godless are so... singular. Their art and architecture, you never see it in Rawatai or Ishamatal or... no, Adir. But in their artwork, they reference escaping, fleeing, seeking refuge, so they must have come from somewhere. My guess, they originally came from Yesua. Ah, yes, let me sum up. Yesua, a continent, cut off from the rest of the world, hidden by eternal storms, one of the 3 hubs of the Angwithan Empire. 10 years ago, you could say, suddenly. Ah, There was some kind of schism. From what very... I know. Well then, hope you... How can I... Tired already, Uncle? Well, I'll see you in the morning.
So, we found a map to the garden. Now we see how accurate those ancient godless cartographers could possibly be. Not sure how helpful that map will be, really. There's probably a reason no one's been to the garden in centuries. That'll be cold comfort when everyone thinks I'm crazy for saying I've been there. I figure either it's a complete dud and there's nothing really there, or we all lose our minds the second we show up. Either way, was it worth it? Who knows? And that's all that matters, I guess. Let's go. Anyway. Let's make sure they're not listening. The only one we haven't talked about is Yatsley. I don't trust her any further than and now she's trying... Nah. Thanks for talking.
Something about being back has me feeling restless. Shoot. I'll tell you what I can. Night, Envoy.
Listen, that back there in the ruins, that was a lot. I know you passed 3 trials, but I'm not sure what that means exactly. I don't know. Maybe you're the chosen one now. Some kind of prophecy. You don't look that different to me. It's not that I didn't enjoy tromping around in the ancient death trap, getting bossed around by spirits and all that, but I really do hope this was the last time. That kind of humidity does terrible things to my beard. Anyway. Until next time. I met this animancer one time. You might know him.
Oh? Who would that be?
Tall guy, beard, spectacles, hair.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down.
He had this thing around his neck. Gold, I think. Hummed a lot.
Humming is common, as is jewelry.
Had this nasally voice, like, "Oh, please, don't touch that machine. It's worth more than you are."
Oh! Was it Lysonio Galatini, the wandering teacher of Spirento? The renowned musician of the soul?
No, that's not it. I guess you didn't know.
Well, let me know if you remember. Can we talk a moment? I wanted to pick your brain about Shatterscarp. The ruins of Naku Kubel predate civilization as we know it. We had so much to learn from them. But the Steel Garrote care nothing for the past. Only the future, as long as it's under their thumb. I'm not saying it was an easy decision, or that you should have acted differently. The fact remains that we played into our enemy's hands, and what did we get in return? We delayed the inevitable. Better than nothing, I suppose, though not by much. I'm holding you to that. Maybe there's no right answer to any of this. Maybe all we can do is keep going, leaving chaos in our wake. I just wish the world and its problems would leave us alone. Even for a moment. Give us time to focus on our mission. Ourselves. As do I. We both deserve a little peace. And if the world will not give it to us, then we'll just find it in each other. While I have your ear, can I ask you one more question? Something about Inquisitor Ludwig has been getting to me. She seemed eager to distinguish your Adiran loyalty from your nature as a godlike, as though the two are incompatible. She believes you can be loyal to your country or to your nature, but not both. Do you find that unusual? Indeed, it does. It's just... When you agreed to destroy the ruins, Ludwig was surprised, as though she didn't believe you would do the right thing. Ludwig clearly respects you, but I don't believe she'd trust you. Maybe she never has. Anyway, that just had me thinking. Could be nothing, or could be something. Time will tell. Get some rest. You deserve a nap. For that matter, so do I. For you, anything. The better question is, can I still be an Animancer? Could I even make a difference? As long as Fior Messiverno is safe, the Living Lands will have Animancers, whether or not I am one of them. And then there's the Dream Scourge, unraveling civilization as we know it. I don't know where that leaves me. The work my parents started may have no end in sight. We don't even know if the Living Lands can be tamed politically, much less spiritually. All of my discoveries have led to dead ends. Where then do I turn? All I know for certain is that I've been going about this the wrong way. I should be an Animancer for the right reason. With the Dream Scourge, I haven't got one. At least someone thinks so. Thank you for believing in me, whether or not I believe in myself. Thanks for talking.
How knowledgeable are you about boat maintenance?
I know enough to patch a hull or mend a sail. Why do you ask?
Well, I was thinking about it. The weather around here is so tempestuous, and the Envoy's already been in one shipwreck. If we end up in a boat, I'd just rather someone knew what they were doing.
If there's one thing I'm good at, it's boats. If there's another, it's pretending I know what I'm doing.
Oh, my hero.
How could they? Beloved that you are, and still they bared their fangs. We blessed the Tabaru Sinakis, and they prick us in return. Roots like a wall, we only meant to protect. We thrashed against the blinding light to keep the Akita safe. We never wanted this. So many seedlings lost. We grieved, but we saved many. The burned queen. She hurt us, hurt our people. She did this. Yet still the branches swipe. We mourn, we could not be to blame. They should have shared our love. Their spite? This we could not foresee. But you are here, a green shoot after the fire. You would not raise your hand against us. Words like bile. This is not our way. Sleep now. Dream of golden poppies on the road ahead.
We should be careful. I doubt this is the same third one we left.
Well, the walls are still standing. Let's see who's still on their feet.
It's better out here than it is in the wild.
Agreed.
I unfurl my blossoms for you. What will you take from me?
Check out our new bereavement sale. Get discounts on.
Finally, a cold drink. Waiting all day for this.
I've got the freshest fish guaranteed. Got a hankering for something?
The ruins? What happened? I heard them fall to rubble. It comes, it sings, it dreams of war and blood and smoke. And did you have a hand, Envoy? You and your Inquisitor destroyed hundreds of years of history and time, and silver lights flashing bright. Ruins break into bones, they do. They make a necklace, a collar of time. We choke and die. I'm sorry, I think I need a moment. Smoke and rhyme, we are losing time.
Oh no.
I think she's already slipping away from us. We've got to stop this plague, Envoy.
Permission broken. Permission needed. Permission like roots choking, strangling. Yes, go, go!
A butterfly emerges, a dream of peace.
Places lost and people dead. Bodies.
Oh, hey, Envoy. Be sure to check out our new bereavement sale.
And I thought tensions were high back in Fjord.
You're pretty impressive, Adiran. Gato is hard to convince.
If relations are this bad... Well, I'm glad they didn't have to get hurt.
Temerity sent word. Said you were good to go. But she didn't sound right, Envoy.
To the water in the dark, to the roots, away into the nothing.
Things are still strange. I'd watch my step if I were you.
While that parting is probably the closest Ludwig gets to friendly, I'm not looking forward to our paths crossing again.
Frankly, I'll take any opportunity we get to ruin Ludwig's day.
I'll say this much for the Inquisitor. She's stubborn, like a rat. And we gave her everything she wanted.
I'd say we shouldn't stay on her bad side, but I'm not sure she has any other sides.
You know her better than any of us. What's your read?
That might be easier said than done.
Well, the joke's on her in any case. Ludwig won't get very far without that map. She'll be scratching her skull.
Somehow, I don't think she'll let that stop her for long.
And Ludwig definitely strikes me as someone who doesn't leave food on her plate.
I believe it. And we'll cross that bridge with you when we get to it.
Ludwig and her steel garrote have the numbers and the power. But we have spunk and a map. And that might just be enough to find the garden before she does.
We're all competing for the same thing. A place we barely understand, with no guarantees of what we'll find there. Still, I am determined to reach the garden, above all else.
That's just a pile of Sokka. Generally, debatable, but about the garden, definitely. You won't find a blessed thing. This wild beetle chase of yours is a Padraku waste of time. To get to the garden, you have to go through Galawain's tusks. The land is made of lava and acid. It wants to eat you alive.
So it's tough odds. We've gotten this far together.
Tough odds is an extra Zarb jumping in at the last minute. This is a long trek, on foot, through a land that can barely support life. I don't have to be a Blessed Oracle to know this won't go how you think it will. And all your clues come from one source. You've been following a voice in your head. What do you know about Sapadal? How do you know you can trust them? Then you're gambling with all our lives. Don't expect me to be overjoyed. I'm done here. Do whatever blessed planning you want to do. You don't need me for that.
Let's just take a breath, Marius. You don't mean that.
Nope. I said what I said. Come get me when it's time to go.
Poor Marius. Something's really rattled him.
I've never seen Marius like this. Something's going on with him, but I don't know what.
Be gentle with him. Or if not gentle, understanding.
Well, hopefully Marius will be okay soon. We have to get going if we want to get to the garden before Ludwig.
We won't get far unless we look after each other. Now's your chance.
I know what you're gonna say. Marius, you need to slow down. Think about your feelings. Well, I don't want to think about my feelings. So just let me be alone for a bit. It is. And it isn't. I'm not sure what it is, really. Just the thought of going back to Galawain's tusks makes my heart feel like it's going to explode. I sweat. My ears ring. I can't breathe. When it seems like we're really heading there, I feel like I'm dying. I don't know. Maybe? I mean, I left there for a reason. Good reason? I'm not sure. I understand not wanting to go back, but why can't I just thinking about it makes me feel ill. I need some time alone, Envoy. I need to get some rest. I'll be ready to go when the time comes.
There's my favorite Adiran. Don't let the bedbugs bite, dearie.
We should keep feeding the fire. Who knows what's out there? I've heard the Wardens are very set in their ways. For better or worse. Usually the worse. Vidaro tried to form a trade agreement with the Council. Copper and glass in exchange for grain. But it went nowhere. They weren't interested in outside help. The Wardens value self-reliance. Maybe because they have an inflated sense of their own importance. No offense, Marius.
No, you pretty much got it right.
They have a righteous duty to protect these lands, and believe that it can and should be done without the help of outsiders. It's a bit like shooting yourself in the foot because you don't trust anyone else to wield the gun. What are you so curious about? Until next time.
This place may not have much going for it, but that view across the Acid Sea is really something at night. Never. The Pargrunen of Solace are notoriously suspicious of outsiders. Though, from the looks of this place, Solace's real concern has got to be keeping its people in, not keeping the rest of us out. Ask away. I'll tell you what I can. So did my commanding officers. Get some rest, Envoy.